So before we begin doing anything of the sort of like quests or anything like that, because I'm actually just I believe one battle away from actually completing the looter quest, and I just wanted to update you on what I've actually done. So basically, I've completely restarted my character because personally I found that I didn't really agree with my nature. I think the nature is absolutely fine, but for what I want to do, considering many people, well, they kind of wanted the Zhao, they very much wanted the Zhao, I decided, hey, we're going to go for the chivalrous nature. And I think someone actually left an extremely lengthy comment. And I got to say thank you very much for this comment because it is just so incredibly helpful. It's obviously someone that has played this mod like no one's business and knows a huge amount about it. And I very much appreciate your knowledge and lending it to me. So basically what I did was I created another character. I gained the chivalrous nature. Now, to gain this nature, all I selected was the second option when creating your character. So if you too want the chivalrous nature, then you just select the second option all the way through, and then you should get that nature. And then otherwise, what I've also done is I have changed my career. Now, beforehand, I had a career where I was a barkeep, and that's technically not the greatest thing ever. I mean, according to this comment, the barkeep is a pretty common thing that many companions have. And as a result, I thought, okay, we're going to go for that person's recommendation. And their recommendation is to go for merchant. Because merchant, whenever you win a duel, you know what happens? You get some money. Oh yes, you get some money. And that is going to increase as your level increases with the merchant as well. So as you can see, I actually have 1,372 out of 5,000. Hopefully I'll be able to level that up relatively quickly. I don't know what actually affects how fast the careers level up, but I suppose we're going to find that out a little bit later on. I have 46 renown as well, no honor or anything like that because we haven't literally done that much at all. So as you can see, I have Zhao units now because obviously I've seen all your comments and a lot of people seem to want the Zhao, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Otherwise, I have a decent amount in prisoner management. As you can see, these are my stats right now. I am still going for an archer of some kind, but obviously I was unable to get as much strength due to my initial choices. So generally I started off with 4 in power draw, not as a base, by the way. I had to spec 4 points into power draw and then a wide variety of different things. The cool thing about starting like this is that we actually gain 3 surgery from the bat, just like right off. So I really don't have to worry about our initial forces dying so easily, and I don't have to worry about getting a medicinal companion so fast. And now, otherwise, there is just so much that we can do here. Now, what I've learned as well, by the way, is if you like activate your battle map and then you click on the map, then you can basically tell your forces to move really close to the enemy's forces without breaking the dueling rules. Because obviously, as we know from the previous version of 108 Heroes, basically, if you are going to move your troops, if you're going to command your troops in any way, shape, or form while you are involved in the duel, it is going to count as an automatic failure, because obviously that is dishonorable. It is dishonorable to tell your forces to, help you out in a 1 versus 1. But obviously, we don't really need to worry about that, do we? We don't really need to worry about that at all, because as you can see, we have absolutely murdered these guys, no problem at all. And it is going very, very nicely indeed. And I actually have a good amount of cash as well. And you may be wondering, how did you get so much cash? Well, it's actually partly due to the merchant career, because every single duel you win, you gain some money, like I said beforehand. And personally, I think that is an absolutely fantastic ability. I thought to myself initially, when I looked at it in the previous episode, I thought to myself, okay, yeah, it's fine, gaining some money, that's okay. Because I found that in the previous series of 108 Heroes, which is linked in the description, by the way, if you want to check it out, there's 30 episodes or so. It's pretty fun. We did a pretty amazing job in it. But yeah, anyway, the point is that when you are that advanced, you're really not going to need cash. But initially, cash is very useful. And you know what else? You know what else is very useful? There is a new feature in this version of 108 Heroes, and this new feature is called the Merchant. Now, I am 100% sure I am going to forget some aspect of this person's comment because they have left such a long comment that I can't possibly remember every single facet of information, but I very much appreciate the whole thing. And basically, the Merchant is here. If you go to Logistics Management in your camp menu and you see here Merchant with Party, this is the first thing that I am going to be getting as soon as possible. As you can see, hire a merchant with your party who can sell unsold loot at half price to get money. The higher the trading level of the unit, the higher the selling price. So in other words, I'm going to be speccing into some trading. Hopefully, maybe someone else has some trading as well to be able to, we can benefit from that too, and we'll see how that goes. Now, hopefully, I will also be able to get some cash from selling prisoners, of course. I haven't been able to find a ransom broker or anything like that, and there you go, 800 cash for us right there, and we now can do the next stage of the quest, and we are now level 6. So I do realize that I don't actually have a bow at the moment, and there's obviously a very good reason for that, because I do want to get the legendary bow from the armored arena battles, and that is going to require me to go to Zhao territory to do that, or at least I think so. And we'll see how that goes. So as you can see, we now need to defeat 5 mountain bandits and 5 sea raiders. And for each party, he's going to pay us 300 cash, which is just super good. That is really, really good. I'm actually kind of surprised that he is willing to do so much. He's willing to give us exactly, just so much money right there. So yeah, anyway, the point is that I actually started off in this territory right here. So it was actually very easy for me to get to Liangshan territory, because obviously we need to get to that town over there. And once we have completed this quest, we will then be able to go and speak to the cannibal guy, and then hopefully we will be able to sell prisoners for a much bigger sum. So my plan is basically the same, with the exception of the fact that I will be creating a much more horse archer based character, which is certainly something that I am I am absolutely awful at horse archery, but I think it's going to be really good for duels and things like that, because you can imagine being in a duel up against, up against a really strong Taoist monk kind of character, which is going to happen. I'm sure it's going to happen at some point. And in that case, he's probably going to have like a two-handed weapon of some kind, or if he doesn't have a two-handed, then maybe we'll just try and do some damage to him at the very least. And obviously, if he's a Taoist, you really don't want to get into range of him. He's going to absolutely murder you with his amazing power. Oh, and hello, there's actually, oh, this is not good. This guy's actually a horse archer. This is really bad. This is really bad. Okay, I'm actually unsure how I'm supposed to get close to this guy now. He only has 10 arrows, though, I assume, in the duel. So if I keep being evasive and mobile, yeah, there you go. He's going to run out of ammo relatively easily. And now hopefully I will be able to deal some damage to his horse, maybe take out his horse. There we go, we're taking him down. And now he does have a shield, which is obviously going to make things a bit difficult for us, but I should be able to achieve victory here, literally just because I have the advantage of having a horse. And, oh yeah, he has improved stats, doesn't he? Yes, he seems to have improved stats because he is the leader, and it is going to make things a bit more tricky for me. But this weapon I'm using right now is actually the default weapon that I gained at the very beginning of the game with my choices. And I gotta say, it's really good. It is actually giving me a huge benefit. I'm not entirely sure why, but it's got a good amount of reach. Its speed is good. It's basically great all over the place. So yeah, this is, in my opinion, one of the strongest starts that you can probably get, with the exception of maybe getting a shield along with it. But of course I could buy a shield if I wanted to with all my merchant money and things like that. But yes, I'm hopeful that I will be able to, as I say, by the other merchant, but well, hire the other merchant, because he's going to make things, oh my, he is going to make things so easy for us to gain cash, and then we will be able to purchase some enterprises before you know it. It's going to be so much fun. And apart from that, obviously I'm hoping that I'm going to be getting a bow, because I do not have a bow at the moment, and as a result I haven't been able to advance my archery weapon proficiency, which is kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal not to be able to do that, because as it stands right now, I'm only leveling up my one-handed weapon proficiency. So when it comes down to it, when I actually get down to getting getting the legendary bow from the armored arena battles, it's not going to go too well, because if I'm like just needing to rely on my archery proficiency, it's not going to happen. So we're going to have some difficulties there. But anyway, these step bandits are going to take a bit more time to eliminate, because they are horse archers for the most part. So we'll see what we can do. Alright, so actually, luckily enough, we were able to eliminate all of those step bandits. It did take us a very long time, and it was quite infuriating, I must admit. However, we have now gained a new horse from that particular battle, and we also gained a bow, which is actually quite nice. But unfortunately no arrows. We did get a shield, which is obviously not exactly the greatest, but it's okay. And we also gained a helmet, which is rather nice. So there you go, 265. We do have some Sea Raiders bearing down on us right now, which might make sense to attack. So I'm just going to get my people leveled up into skirmishes and things like that. I did actually level up as well, so let me see if I can... Whoa! I've leveled up twice, apparently. Okay, so I actually did not level up beforehand. Okay, so obviously merchant is very much an intelligence-based career, but I'm not entirely sure if I need to advance intelligence to be able to level it up. I assume I probably do, but I'm a bit worried about it, to be honest, because I don't really want to advance it too much. And then, I don't know, maybe it would be an idea. It's just that most intelligence-based abilities are going to be sorted out by my companions, and I am probably not going to require intelligence as a result of that. I mean, yeah, trainer skill is probably going to be pretty useful, and maybe fleshing out my other abilities, like for example Iron Flesh, is probably going to be really useful, because obviously that in this mod provides you with damage reduction, which is just insanely good. So we're probably going to go for something like that. So maybe we should go for 12 intelligence in the next level. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for 1 in strength, 1 in intelligence, so that we have 3 skill points to spend now. And I'm thinking we're probably going to go for some additional trade skill, and we're going to go for some additional Iron Flesh, because obviously I want to make sure that my Iron Flesh, my character, stays alive for the most part in these battles, especially in duels. It is very important for us to stay alive in duels. Now obviously this is a bit problematic, this particular attack right here, because obviously I'm at about what, 55% HP, and I'm going up against a guy who has, well, admittedly, relatively good gear. So I am going to be in a bit of a spot of bother here, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to surprise myself, and maybe surprise you as well. But we'll see. I'm not looking forward to going into this guy's huge two-handed axe. Okay, there we go. A little bit of damage, a little bit of damage, a little bit of damage. There we go. Nice. Nice. He's actually missing me. He's actually missing because I'm swirling around him like a dervish on skates. Yeah, he doesn't know what to do. He is absolutely confused like no one's business. I like it. Very nice. There we go. There we go. More damage. There we are. Okay, so we actually gained level 8 from that particular duel. So that guy was really high level. And now, thanks to my little battle map trick, we were able to get my forces in the midst of all of these guys almost immediately. Obviously, it's a bit problematic to do that if you have cavalry, so it might make sense for me to do that a little bit off to the side, if you know what I mean. So basically my forces won't already be right there in the melee range of the enemy, because that is obviously going to result in many deaths on my part, because then my guys can't charge, they can't utilize their horse archery skills, because Zhao tend to have pretty decent horse archers in their skirmisher units, at least initially. And then we'll see, we'll see what happens as we go forward. But as it stands right now, I'm pretty happy with my progress in terms of the small restart that we had, because obviously in the previous episode, I mean, it's just the first episode. It's not like, it's not like we restarted and lost a huge amount of progress. So yeah, that's nice. 6 renown, 12 morale, and oh yeah, I should really mention this. This is a new feature in this version of 108 Heroes. There's a thing known as leadership experience and command experience. Now, command experience, basically what that is a way for your it's a way for your companions to gain experience in leading certain unit types, and they can become better at doing those things over time. So obviously, if you decide to, if you decide that you want a particular companion, let's say you want Sure Feet of Blue, if you remember her from the previous series, if you want her to be leading archers or cavalry, then you can do that, and then she's going to gain additional skills. Well, not like actual skills, but she's going to gain additional skill, singular, in those things. So in other words, she's going to gain skill in infantry, in cavalry, or archery, dependent on what's going on there. And as a result, she's going to become better, and she's probably going to be able to power up those units and lead them more effectively. Obviously, this is just me trying to remember the details. I could be a bit sketchy about that, so don't quote me on it, but that's basically what I remember from that very lengthy comment, and it's pretty amazing. So the sooner that we can get a companion leading those forces, the better. Oh, and there are some step bandits that want to murder us. Let me just run away very quickly. Yes, that is going to be problematic. Okay, so I'm actually just going to go and speak to Hong Jin right now, because I think I may have enough to hire the merchant. He's gonna. He just gave me. Oh, so I did not eliminate 5 gangs of riders. I thought I did already. Oh, that's kind of a shame. I thought I actually did do that. Okay. Apparently, step bandits are not the ones. I think I got that incorrect in the previous series as well. So I'm gonna have to search around for the actual mountain bandits instead of the ones that I just thought they were. Alright, so we have now 6,600 cash. I now have enough to be able to go to logistics management and get the merchant. Yes, this is going to make all the difference, absolutely all the difference. Now, I don't know whether you noticed, but I actually have a new hat on as well. This helm was a random drop from one of the Sea Raider parties that I attacked recently, and it gives me 39 to head armor. It's pretty nice. It's one of those things that you get usually relatively early on if you're lucky enough to win these battles. And ooh, 38 Sea Raiders. I don't think I'm going to be able to deal with those guys. Alright, so we're in a duel once again with some Step Bandits. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether it's Step Bandits that I need to kill for this quest. I can't remember. Or whether it is the Mountain Bandits that I'm thinking of. And so what I'm going to try to do is, if possible, after this particular duel, we will be going back to Hong Jin, or I will be going back to Hong Jin. You don't have to see that, obviously. It's just an annoying travel time. And I'm going to see whether he is then going to be giving me some cash for this victory. If he doesn't give me the cash for this victory, then I'm going to have to find Mountain Bandits instead. But I think that's a bit weird because they call them riders rather than, well, mountain dwellers, I guess. But yeah, they call them riders, so I would assume that this is definitely the guy that we want to be attacking here. And I'm just going to try and take him off his mount. This is really annoying, actually, fighting in this river. That is not a good idea, so let me just take out his horse, and we'll see if we can maybe do some damage to him now. Now, obviously, I have a shield now, so obviously it makes a bit of a difference in how much damage I'm able to receive, but obviously I have a decent amount more Iron Flesh as well, and Iron Flesh is making all the difference in the damage reduction department. Now, there is actually something that we can get as well, thanks to the lengthy comment once again, by the way. This title that you can acquire is basically gained by doing 2 armored armored arenas, armored arena battles, and doing that in one faction, doing that twice in one faction. So for example, we'll probably do it in the Zhao territory twice just to get the legendary bow, and then we will go to an alternate faction, and then we will do the armored battle arena twice there, and then that will give us the title. Now the title, what does it do, you ask? Well, this title actually improves the percentage of the damage reduction that you have as an integral part of Iron Flesh in this mod. And as a result, you're going to be very hard to kill. Oh yes, you're going to be extremely hard to kill. So that's definitely something that I'm very interested in, obviously, because if we can make me, or make my character here, Mr. Bear Wave, a little bit more difficult to kill, then I think everything is going to work out for the better, because if he can stay alive longer, then he's going to be, well, he's just going to be an absolute beast, isn't he? You know, he's going to be much more of a beast than he usually is. And then what are we going to do? Well, then we're going to try our very best to complete the quests, of course, try to do the mind-reading quests as well, and then from there we will be attempting to persuade, well, friendly vassals to join us. And I actually have it on good authority that a lot of the Zhao vassals are very formidable indeed, and they're going to be extremely fun to watch in action. So hopefully we'll be able to do that as well. Obviously this is just a preliminary plan on my part, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing how it goes. So basically that is it for this episode. I will be attempting to complete the Sea Raider and Rider. I'm not entirely sure whether they're step bandits or not just yet, but once I find that out after this episode, I will complete this, or I will get to like one more victory away, and then we'll move on to where we need to go next. And I actually have a full amount of prisoners, which means I desperately need to complete that quest. I really do, so that I can actually start selling some prisoners for a good price instead of a base of 50. So anyway, yeah, that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.